should be able to keep him safe. And it would fit very nicely into what Weibo want to go for, but maybe they throw all that out and go for something a little bit different. But yeah, I think the Azir, how much priority's been on it, it has to be the pick coming out here.
Yeah, it just works so well in the team fight that Weibo have.
Perfect, because Dagdead had to be.
And where's the response? Look at SOFM, he's moving up topside. Ala, low and overextended. This is so dangerous.
It's so dangerous. He will have a hop and a flash. He might be able to get himself away. The little bit of a slow, the flash forward, one more auto attack, but no, SOFM! He can't get it! The range of the Minimar means that Gnar gets a kill. And oh, Weibo, it could have been fantastic, but it's a disaster.
The speed up on the Hyper keeps Ala safe. You can't get the range on SOFM. Didn't have the extended range on the Q, just up off a cooldown to try and finish off Ala. So he will fall. So all is said and done, it only ends up hindering the Shy in that top side. We'll just catch it here on the replay. It's a nice call from SOFM, right? Like, he goes up, he uses the auto attack here to get the jump. He then uses the range from the W to close the gap, holding on to this E, but just about getting that Hyper off means that Ala's able to stay alive.
I think he cancelled an auto attack as well, I'm pretty sure, right in the last minute there. Maybe it wouldn't have made a difference, but again, this is those are the margins you're looking.
Well, then maybe I can actually set up for something here so we don't have that problem for bot lane.
Here we go, the transform will come in, but the Shy very well aware that the last time he played Gwen, he was just targeted, so backs himself up. No need for him to walk on top of that, so keeps himself safe. Very nicely done by him.
He has no mana, though. He actually won't be a big factor if a skirmish is to kick off around Rift Tower, which is why you saw him consider the reset, but instead wants to try and clear it this big wave before he goes for it. But here's that slow push we're talking about, so On and Wanfeng going to start marching orders up towards topside, but actually may just be looking at the no, yeah, they will continue up towards the Rift Herald and see if they can try and contest that.
And it looks like they're not going to look to contest at all. I think he just wanted to get the honey fruit so he could continue harassing in that bot side. He could get the mana down there, but the Wukong is top side. Allah might be in a lot of trouble here. You don't have a lot of mana here for the Shy. And you can see that it's very difficult for them to make things work here. As Allah then gets flashed on, the Cyclone is good. They're going to use the last of the mana from the Shy to get the needle work, and very well done here by Weibo. Once bitten, twice shy. They're getting the Shy on the board.
And the SOFM's been doing such a good job across game 3 and 4 of making sure he's matching Tarzan. Tarzan can't have the same impact. We highlighted Tarzan at the start of the day, saying the difference maker for this squad was the jungler. But with SOFM now keeping the Shy safe, finding these ganks topside, matching Tarzan where he goes, suddenly LNG are running away with these games as much as they were. And Weibo, that slow increase from the lanes, is starting to play through every lane with a CS advantage and the gold lead in their favor.
We can start to feel the momentum turning back in favor of Weibo. We're starting to feel like this is our sixth team from the regular split. This is the team that should be coming in on top of LNG, looking far more comfortable. And it's exactly like we saw in the interview. It is about keeping your mentality for those 5 games. You win 2 of them, great. Well done to you, LNG. You need to win a 3rd, and if you can't, then there's no point.
And for Weibo, it's not only just overcoming the fact that you're down in this series, it's overcoming the fact that you just recently lost a series to LNG in a 2-0 fashion as well. So for Weibo, it feels like it's definitely a massive hill they have to climb, but they're slowly but steadily getting their feet in front of each other. And now if they're moving over towards this dragon as well, getting some of these early objectives could really stand them, especially in Inferno Dragon, like 6% extra damage, or at least ability power and attack damage is going to be really nice.
It's going to be very nice to kind of have, especially as a singular Drake. It just feels very nice to get. It hasn't been started up just yet, as we do have more pressure coming out from this bot side of LNG as they try and just kind of push this wave in. SOFM trying to see if he can juke people out there with the decoy, but not quite able to be done just yet. Allah going to push the Shy back into the wall. It's the power of the Mega Gnar. You just get him in, you jump back out, you get yourself a plate. You're not doing too badly. There's only a 300 gold lead here for Weibo as they try to make this one work. You get over the wall here, but the culling's still fantastic from Wanfeng. Brings light all the way down, which means they can't contest for this dragon.
I think a bit of miscommunication though. SOFM maybe could have got in with the Sheen proc, and that damage from Wanfeng might have been able to finish him off, or at least force a barrier. But Tarzan will find Angel.
He will find Angel, but he's actually putting himself away because he knows the rest of Weibo are coming up from the Dragon Pit. So just kind of says, very sorry, sir, tips the hat, and off he goes. But now, Allah recognizes that he might be in a 1v1 here on the top side. And You can see now, ooh, the ult doesn't quite hit anybody. You can see Light trying to get stacked up here. They're going to go for his flip, and it's LNG who secure it. Now SOFM has himself over the wall. There's going to be the Azir Emperor's Divide as a perfect execution puts himself back into a decent position. SOFM running as far as he possibly can, but the W lands, which means that he's slowed down, he's taken out, and LNG, over one play over the Dragon, have flipped this game back in their favor.
Yeah, you might have gotten Light low, but you didn't take Light down, and that's a Yuumi that's attached. The Zoomies healing up Light so well, and now Huanfeng might be in trouble. The final chapter is still there if Lumao wants to toss it out, but looks like they will just back and
Blends out of him because the ult came out from Light. So you're losing summoners across the board on this bot side, and you can see why the Zerian Yuumi is so powerful. It's so hard to keep this damage to stick.
yeah, and Light can just continue to poke here. Zap won't be, or the Ultra Shock Laser won't be able to hit, but you're still getting these Qs, the Prowling projectiles coming out from Lumao that can do damage as well. You're getting push in mid lane for Angel. Weibo still very much struggling in this bot side, but at least Angel will maybe be able to lean down bot side to try and help out, because at the moment Light and Lumao pretty far overextended, and SOFM's here.
His SOFM is here, but he has been spotted, so Light should be able to keep his dash over the wall to himself. Now Angel trying to see if he can run away, but ooh, the Shuriken flip does not land, which means that Angel is able to kind of turn this one around, but he puts himself between a rock and a hard place. The subjugate should be good enough, and in a 2v1, Angel still comes out with a counter kill.
Well played by Angel to get it, but a little bit unfortunate for Doom. He ends up flashing into the small gap between the wall and can't go anywhere. So nice pickup by Angel to get one back as he was still pushing into that bot, or in that mid lane.
Well, we're going to see the bot lane of Weibo trying to be more aggressive with this Lucian-Nami combination. Not a huge amount of mana here on Light, but skirmishes across the board right now, Dagda. You can see it's kind of almost personal between these two teams all of a sudden. Doinb having a little bit of 2v1. Ala now trying to see if he can take out SOFM, who's going to have to be first to burn the Cyclone. He don't quite get the flash over. Ala thought about maybe making a play there with the ultimate, but wasn't able to connect.
Yeah, he got hit by the Cyclone as he flashed in, so wasn't able to actually get the ultimate out at tier 1.
I will say, you are 10 more minutes away, so the minimum at the earliest, 33.5 minutes is when we're going to have that Dragon Soul. So yes, nobody dies, but Weibo, they're just delaying. They're giving themselves time.
But over the 3 games we've had so far, only once has Dragons really been relevant to it, and that was in this last game where Weibo were able to find the victory by forcing Elder Dragon, by forcing Baron, and I think it's going to be a case of, well, might be decided before we get to that point. Doinb will be spotted by SOFM off the sweeper.
Oh, I see Angel going in. Does have the Crown of the Shattered Queen, so feeling confident to go in on top of that one there. On the bot side, you do see that the 1v1 is actually happening as the Shy now jumping in. Ala's going to have to go into Mega as he keeps himself alive, but no flash now onto Ala. Ghost was burned by the Shy, and it's a bit of a strange trade-off here as Weibo just going to keep all 4 members of LNG here while Ala's actually slowly losing the 1v1.
Yeah, the Shy couldn't quite get that final needlework to connect, so couldn't get the kill, but there's the engage onto Light.
Jumping onto Light, who flashes away. He didn't have the Yuumi, but now the final chapter comes out. It's going to force a flash out of SOFM. Angel has the flash away as well. He's getting jumped on the tidal wave, trying to use the disengage. Doinb has arrived. SOFM, though, keeps himself alive on the side of this one here. Doinb only had eyes for 1 man. Never mind, he had him for 2. He got greedy and ate all of his cake as well. So Weibo lose 2 out of nowhere, and the TP from the Shy. That's Baron.
Doinb's the fellow with the roving eye in this one, catching both members of Weibo and now eyeing up that Baron. He's a greedy old lad, but he's going to be happy as Larry with what has just occurred.
You don't have a needlework here for the Shy, and you don't have a jungler either, so Doinb's going to be able to play keep away right now. There's no one you can really kind of go into this, and yeah, Weibo, you have to keep this up.
I mean, great job from LNG to turn around the over-aggression. Doinb's off on this bot side, trying to create pressure on this other side of the map. The Shy has to respond to. The Shy, though, getting to a point where he's pretty terrifying. Morellonomicon now completed as well. That's going to help out a lot against Lumao and Light. Now, again, Grievous Wounds nerfed significantly over the last couple of patches, but still, every little helps against how much healing is on LNG's side.
Tarzan going to take a little bit of poke here from SOFM. Light is there, though, as Ala. Let me look to try and transform, but he hasn't done it just yet, and he gets bubbled. Ala, with a massive mistake, actually costs him his life and maybe the fight. Tarzan has to use the subjugate, but that's just so much damage from Doinb. He will go into stasis. They're trying to keep the Shy away. He flashes in as On's underneath the tower. It's a double kill here for Doinb. It's going to be the Shy going down, and despite Ala going over, it is going to be an equal trade of sorts right now. Weibo need to stay alive. They're trying to get the auto attacks in, and that's Tarzan Tarzan with enough damage on the Subjugate to take him out. It ends up being a 4-for-2 trade, and it looks like LNG are getting themselves a second Baron.
If you don't get Light, you can't take the fight. LNG don't get the Zeri, and she's able to run amok afterwards. The Shy tried desperately to finish off Light, but wasn't quite able to do it. And now LNG will get the Baron. We'll see it in this fight here. Great bubble from On. Stops Ala's engage. Huanfeng actually like the fact he went in heavily here because he knows Ala isn't really in position. We'll say Huanfeng, that was not the ultimate that you wanted at all. And here though, Light, look at his ability to kite back, right? Trying to poke from afar, making sure that he's able to stay safe from the Shy. Doinb as well on the backside, buying so much time so Light can deal with the isolated Gwen, and then Doinb tearing people apart on this backside, buying so much time until the rest of LNG can show up.
Yeah, the Angel just kind of puts himself in harm's way. Really thought he had a little bit more time to put up soldiers, maybe kind of defend himself in his tower, but it was not to be. Now you have Baron on the side of LNG. You have a Dragon Soul in 50 seconds, and not any soul, it's an Ocean Soul. You're thinking it was hard to kill off these carries before? Add in extra healing in every third or fourth auto attack. That is going to become impossible.
Tarzan immediately jumping on to
trying to kill Ala. They need to do this. They need to force this. They need a hard go for this one right now. But Ala, he's just too far away. Angel did survive on the back end of this, but now you're caught between a rock and a hard place. That rock is Doinb. That hard place might be the gray screen as we can come in straight away. Doinb, though, has been deleted. They trade it back for the Lucian. It's the Lucian Nami for the Akali. And look at Light. Like you said, if you don't take out Light, you cannot fight. The Shy is now put himself in harm's way to make sure he can make a little bit of an impact. He's still staying alive, but only for so long. And Light is carrying these fights.
LNG will look towards the base. The Dragon is there in 3 seconds, but they know with the death timers they have, Weibo are done for. LNG keep their steady miracle run alive, and they will lock themselves at least the gauntlet for regional playoffs.
Weibo, it's all on Angel. We talked about it in game number 3. Can he do anything? I just don't think he can. The Pillar of Ice is down. Angel shall be joining his namesake up in heaven. The gray screen is all he has. LNG continue their miracle run, and they've got a date with V5.
Doinb's excitement says it all on your screens. Happy as can be. LNG look like a different team coming into playoffs, beating Weibo, locking their game against V5. Tarzan has taken down one half of the solo laners that beat him in the quarterfinal in 2019's Worlds, and now he'll have a date with the next one.
And what a series from LNG. Just